hello. If you are new here, hello, hi, again. I am Zari.
And I am Faye,
The witch.
Witch.
And this is Witches and Weebs, where the otaku lifestyle, spirituality, fandom, and witchcraft all come together to create a harmonious community of witches and weebs and everything in between. We dive into all things mystical, magical, pop culture, witchy, weeby, anything under the sun considered fun. So if you are here, thank you for joining us on our journey to betterment and enlightenment, and we hope that you have as much fun as we do. Jazz hands.
Yay! Jazz, woo.
Welcome to
So-
Fandom Friday. But we're not actually watching an anime today because it's over. We are going to be reviewing season 2 of FRIEREN Beyond Journey's End.
Only 10 episodes? What do you
Only 10
mean?
freaking episodes. I'm so sad because there were 28 last season, and then there were only 10 this season. Whatever, we'll yap about it a little later.
My theory is that they were unsure that they were going to get a second season. So they packed as many episodes into the first season as they could.
Honestly, and like the first season was technically split up into 2 different arcs, so you could probably consider the second arc of FRIEREN season 2 like more like season 1.5. I guess you could probably say something like that. So let's give a little dive about what FRIEREN actually is. So FRIEREN Beyond Journey's End is a Japanese manga series written by Kanehito Yamada and illustrated by Tsukasa Abe. It was serialized in Shogakukan's shonen manga magazine Weekly Shonen Sunday since April 2020, and as of December 2025, its chapters have been collected into 15 tankobon, which are volumes, books, whatever you want to call them. Its license for English was released in North America by Viz Media and in Southeast Asia by Shogakukan Asia. The anime was produced by Madhouse, the studio that also animated popular series such as Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, Overlord, just to name a few. And it was also directed by Keiichiro Saito with script supervision by Tomohiro Suzuki, who has written for One Punch Man, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and Saint Seiya Legend of Sanctuary. Any Saint Seiya fans out there?
Me and my husband are Saint Seiya fans and have seen that movie, and it was very good. We'll say that 100% recommend that movie.
Which means that script supervision, peak. Characters were designed by Reiko Nagasawa, and the music was composed by Evan Call, who has also composed for Violet Evergarden, another anime that we have watched on our channel.
Evan also got a award from Crunchyroll for FRIEREN, I believe the first season or the second season?
I think it was
First season?
I'm not
Or just-
entirely sure, but he got it
Whatever.
for FRIEREN.
He got it for FRIEREN, and I would say very much earned. Well done.
Basically, the series takes place in a fantasy world and follows FRIEREN, an elven mage, on a journey to the resting place of souls to reunite with her former comrade Himmel, whose hero party slew the Demon King alongside her new companions Fern and Stark. Also, I don't know if you heard it earlier or not, but yes, FRIEREN is considered a shonen anime. It is considered a shonen manga. And it's really funny because we were literally yapping about, oh, FRIEREN has shonen pacing, but that's okay because, whoa,
It's not really a shonen. It
crazy
is a shonen.
how a shonen anime has a shonen fucking pacing. Wild.
I do have to ask, which episode is your favorite of the season? What scene had the most impact on you? Like excitement, emotionally? Did you cry? Were you off your seat? Were you anxious out of your pants? You know, kind of vibes. And are you looking forward to season 3? Yes. Answer that question. Me? Yes.
Big yes. Yes across the boards.
First thing that we're gonna review is obviously the plot and story. 10 episodes. Granted, yes. Looking at Mia's notes, a decent amount of things happened, but I feel like compared to the first season, oh God, did it leave me wanting more. It's compared to the first season, it was a little bit of a letdown just because of how much we got out of the first season. Though I do really appreciate continuing on through the Northern Lands that we obviously didn't get a foregone conclusion at all. We still have no idea where they're at in terms of getting to where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And we do know that they've definitely been at this journey for at least 2 years now, if not longer.
Yeah, like 3 years.
I think almost 3. I think we're pushing 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just had in this season we had a time like another.
Yeah, because I think the first season started at like 20. At least when they picked up Stark, it was 27. 27 since
Now
he
they're
passed.
at 30.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it is 3 years. We're going on 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already been almost 4 years into this journey. And when I do want to talk about the anime pacing, truthfully, that it is a shonen and it has shonen pacing, but this one kind of gets a little leeway and forgiveness towards me, so I'm still going to rate it really high in this regards because of the way it feels like a D&D campaign where there would be large time skips.
Mm-hmm.
If you're stuck in a mountainous area with a big snowstorm, you're gonna have no choice but to wait.
Yep.
So they get a little leeway with me in terms of plot and story because of that.
Yeah. I appreciate that they at least give us an indication of when we are getting a time skip, because they'll have in the corner like 27 years since the hero Himmel passed away, or like 28, 29. And in some cases, it'll keep saying 27. Like it'll keep saying it's that same year. But at that point, we know that, okay, maybe we've skipped a few weeks. Maybe we've skipped a few months. But we now know that there has been a time jump from this scene to this scene. So it's easier to keep up with the time skips than most shonens, because we don't even get that. We just get suddenly we're adults now and well endowed, and we've grown into our features and have acquired all this cool power. I'm not shading one anime at all. I'm just shading shonens in general.
But in terms of my rating overall of this season, I would give it probably, down here I have an 8, but I think I'm gonna change it to 7.5 after what I said. I'll give it a 7.5. That's my rating for the plot in the story. Still really good.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And can't wait till next season. Dude, the
either.
cliffhanger that
I
we got
love
left
it.
on.
So a few key things that happened this season was that they went to the Northern Plateau. They were going to the Northern Plateau. They didn't meet the hero of the South, but there was a tale about the hero of the South. And we got a flashback to him telling FRIEREN, like, hey, so you're probably not going to come on this journey with me. Not even probably. I know you're not going to come on this journey with me, but you're going to meet a group of people that you are going to journey with, and y'all are going to kill the Demon King, and he's going to be regarded as the hero. And FRIEREN's like, yeah, right, buddy. Sure,
Whatever.
pal. And then she thought about it. She was like, damn, I really did that shit, huh?
You remembered that shit and went, oh.
She was like, and what I appreciate, I said this, if you want to go give that episode a look and hear what we have to say about it, I mentioned that if we didn't have the context of knowing what he had already seen and being able to have already seen it ourselves, he would have been an awful character. He would have had no substance. He would have had nothing. Like, I think that he would have just been a boring filler character. But because we knew all the things he saw, because we saw it too. We seen it too? English is hard. We seen it too. It made that moment even more touching, because it's like, damn,
absolutely, this
man, we were basically this guy. We saw all of that already, and then we're in this flashback and we're seeing what he saw. That's fucking awesome.
I forgot that he happened in this season, actually.
I also forgot that he happened. I had to go look at the episodes real quick, and I was like, oh yeah, we did see that guy, huh? So obviously he clearly wasn't that much of an impact as a character, but I think that it still added like a nice little tone to it.
do remember that he killed 2
He killed like
or
3 demons. He foresaw
the
his
7
own death.
sages by himself.
Yep. He's
He
like,
knew he was going to die, and he still did it
yeah,
anyway.
he told FRIEREN, he's like, I'm gonna clear a path for y'all. You're gonna go on an adventure with this guy, and y'all are gonna kill the Demon King. And he knew. And like I think Space said that episode too, that his foresight was so good that even after he dies, he could still see the future. Like he still saw the future after his death. So I think that
Most
was
foresights
awesome.
are not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Most foresights end, even to reference another fandom of an all-powerful character, the Ancient One, her foresight ended when she died. She could not predict past her death. That's a pretty insane level of foresight for a random side character to just show up with.
Yep.
I thought that's very interesting.
And I like that it showed that he was still a strong character without having to physically show that he was a strong and powerful character. What else happened? We met up with Geno again and Method in a village that we were supposed to assume that Geno had no connection to, didn't care about whatsoever. Please.
I feel like I do feel like I've fallen in love with Geno a little bit.
I like Geno. I'm rewatching season 1 with one of my other friends, and I'm like, seeing Geno this season and seeing him that season, I was like, damn, I would have never thought that I never thought that I would actually give a shit about this guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Me neither.
At
I was
all.
like, this guy. Last season, I was like, this guy fucking sucks. What a plain ass character. What a loser. What a
loser.
doo-doo head. And then he popped out wings, and I went,
Wow, what a
fuck is
guy.
cool.
I really wonder if we're gonna see the other first class mages next season.
I
because
100% believe we're going to, because we already have Denkin showed up.
yeah, like,
And we know that FRIEREN knows about the guy in the Golden Land.
mm-hmm.
There ain't no way she's not gonna think they're gonna be a little nosy.
Yeah. I was basically saying, like, we got a nice masterclass in why balance is important, because Stark could have gone with FRIEREN and Fern, but he stayed with Geno. Method went with Fern and FRIEREN, and we found out that she fucking was amazing at hand-to-hand combat. Didn't think that. Thought she was just a regular schmegular old mage. Not even close. She was part of this clan that did some demon fighting, and the demon was like, holy shit. I know what the fuck this is. And it just shows that you always need the support of someone who was different than you. And I really can appreciate that. What else? We went to the Northern Plateau. FRIEREN got imprisoned and found some silver for Droff. I think his name was Droff. I don't remember. I think it was Droff. So that was cool. And we ventured more into the plateau. We found a dwarf who was building a bridge after his home was attacked by demons because people couldn't help them. And then we had a beautiful sight. We saw a vein of holy snow crystals, and I love that they're preserving it because they know that people can get greedy, and they know that people would probably clear them out because holy snow crystals yield a lot of fucking money. Like, FRIEREN was like, I know a place where we can get some money, and they did get a lot. They didn't even like harvest them. They just protected the vein, and they got paid like expensively
and
for it.
They set up an anti-personnel barrier so that nobody could go in there, and that they could preserve the site for others to see.
Yep.
And be like, why I want to do this.
Or not a magnificent, a beautiful sight. And then we were on a cliffhanger because we saw Denkin again, who was going to this land of gold, which was mentioned in one of the previous episodes that we clocked that FRIEREN definitely knew something about. Well, we didn't clock it. Space clocked it. That FRIEREN definitely knew something about the land or the golden land or whatever. And we
just made a side eye, and I was like, I know you know, bitch.
We found out that it's ruled by a demon, and Denkin is on his way there. So season 3, October 2027, we're definitely going to see Denkin again.
And I just want to point this out, that reminder, you could use anything and make it cool, because this demon clearly has the Midas touch.
Or something. Midas
or
touch
something
adjacent.
Of the sort. it's influenced by this tale of some sort.
Oh,
But
for
it shows you
sure.
all you have to do is flip an old school tale on its head to make it interesting. Because I'm already interested. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I'm sold.
Me too. I'm so excited to see Denkin again. I love that little old man.
So what do you rate this season?
I rate this season, I rated an 8 out of 10 because it's a little unfair to compare it to the first season, but I'm going to compare it to the first season anyway because how dare you give us 28 episodes in the first season and only give us 10 in the second season? What? That makes me angry. So I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10 because I still enjoyed the anime. I still enjoyed the messages that came with the episodes, and there are a lot of factors into just the plot that I put into my overall rating, so that's why I gave it an 8 out of 10.
A strong agreement. On to the animation and character design. Honestly, super strong. Given what I know about the animation industry and blah 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 blah, I probably understand on a logical perspective why they only gave us 10, because the animation stayed crispy from start to fucking finish. Never took a dive like some other animes that I will not name. I'm just not going to name them because they didn't have, like, they weren't trying to push out an absurd amount of episodes in a tiny little time frame. They really were allowed to nurture these episodes, and I thought they were stunningly beautiful. To be honest, most of these episodes were insane. And the fight scene in this is why it's my favorite. Fight scene in A Magnificent End, beautiful. Beautiful. Everything was cool about it. Everybody's moves were super cool. So there's 10 out of 10. Like, animation was still really, really good. I do have to say, the Hydras in this, kind of ugly boogly. Don't like them. Ugly Hydras. Some of the character designs and the choice in monster designs, ooga booga. What were you thinking? Why did this monster need to have full human arms? Did not need that.
One thing that I'm noticing in FRIEREN a lot is that there are more dwarves than there are elves, and I'm pretty sure that there are like barely any elves because of the Demon King. Like I said, I've been rewatching the first season and I picked up on the fact that the Demon King basically slaughtered like all of the elves. Any elves that he could find, minus Graf, obviously, because Graf was a fucking ancient hero, apparently, that people have forgotten. So it makes sense that he wouldn't be able to defeat Graf. Or Craft, not Graf, Craft in FRIEREN. He's not touching FRIEREN. That's FRIEREN the Slayer, baby. He's not touching FRIEREN. So it's like, you're really not.
To be honest, for a long time, FRIEREN was just pure in hiding because she had her mana muted. No one was going to think anything of her. She was constantly training her mana because she was in hiding. So they never knew she existed. She was able to just bypass. My understanding is that over the 1,000 of years until FRIEREN and company and Himmel all defeat the Demon Slayer, he went through and systematically slaughtered elves.
Yep.
Because he had been told an elf would bring about his defeat.
Yep. So he was killing all the elves. Flamme, she helped conceal FRIEREN because the demons were about to come and try to attack them, but Flamme gave her a lesson on here's why suppressing your mana is kind of an underhanded way to defeat demons, but it's very important because demons rely too much on mana that if they think that you're weaker than them, they'll have no idea that you're about to beat the fuck out of them when you expose how much mana you actually have. That aside, I loved the animation. I think that the character designs were great because, like, I like how FRIEREN looks. I love how Stark looks. I love how Fern looks. I do like the little shifts in their outfits when they're in different climates. But we didn't meet a lot of new characters this season, so I can't really pass judgment because it was a lot of like smaller dudes who didn't really.
To be honest, the only thing we really got to see were more monsters. So monsters. I just did monster design in my head.
Yeah, monster designs. But the environment, the landscape, the fucking backgrounds, I think were really beautiful. Like, a beautiful sight. It was just, if you've seen the last episode of FRIEREN, you'll understand what we're talking about. It's the color scheme, the way that it's animated, the sleekness of it all. Like, it's so mesmerizing. It's so beautiful. It's so good looking. Like, and that can only be accomplished with good animation. So that shit was 9 out of 10 for me. Loved it so much. I'm a sucker for a good landscape,
Yeah.
and FRIEREN gives very good landscapes and has very vibrant and vivid colors without being too oversaturated. And that's what I really, really like about its animation.
Okay, I also give animation 9 out of 10, to be honest. I truthfully think some of the best animation I've seen in a long time because it doesn't look rushed, can I say. As for the characters, come on, man, some of the best characters we've seen. I love every last one of them. Even the little one-off characters we only see for an episode or two, I'm deeply attached to every single one of them.
On Jord, I am so deeply attached.
The little dwarf with the bridge. Cried about his little village. Definitely did that for sure. Genu thought he was gonna die. I was definitely about to cry about that. Don't gotta tell me twice. I would go. I didn't even like him before that episode. Literally, it was hush me, boring guy. I don't like him. After that episode, I was like,
he's so cool.
He's so cool. So, like, the way they can 180 your opinion of a character in one episode flat is really cool. So I also give this they also made me care about obviously the hero of the South. One interaction changed the whole perception of that guy. Where you're like, oh, this motherfucker's a G.
Yeah.
So I think I had to hear down that it's 8. It might have to be 9 or 8.5. I'll get an 8.5 out of 10. That's my number.
I also gave it an 8.5 because I gave it an 8.5 just because we didn't see too many new main characters.
Because we didn't see anybody new. Nobody was added to the party or any sort of situation like that.
Like we saw Genau and Method again, but we already met Genau and Method again. But they did a really good job of making us, like Space said, care about them. Because season 1 didn't give a shit about Genau, didn't give a shit about Method. I thought that she was just a really cool mage who did brain magic and all that other shit. But now that bitch do hand-to-hand combat.
I just thought she was hot, to be honest.
Yeah, she was like a sexy older woman. Shout out to fucking Goatee Priest. He would have been so pissed off knowing that they had a older beautiful woman in their party.
I really just thought she was hot. I was like, oh, I don't give about anything, but I would love to be buried in them titties.
But they gave her personality.
That episode, I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
Yep. And the development, obviously, we're getting to see Fern and Stark.
I forgot to bring up Fern and Stark's development.
We get more Fern and Stark getting more comfortable and open with each other to the point, like Space said before, he admits that he's in the party for Fern. And Fern is like, I'm here because I like making Miss FRIEREN happy. And FRIEREN is just basically becoming the hero, but rather than being in the spotlight, she's behind the scenes and pushing her little kids in front of her like, okay, y'all are gonna be the new heroes. And I clocked this yesterday while I was watching season 1. That FRIEREN is the last great mage because FRIEREN is ushering the era of peace. Like Space has been talking about FRIEREN being the peace and bringing in the era of peace, and I'm like, oh shit. She is, because Sari is all about destruction. Sari don't give a fuck about peace, and that's why Sari is not regarded as the last great mage, because she just wants to use magic to fight shit. She thinks magic is a tool for destruction and for killing, and FRIEREN's like, I don't think so. And that's why it's bringing in a new era of mages who are not aggressive and destructive. And I think that's
mages
really good
that
development.
will know spells that are not destruction spells. They will have a collection of mundane, simple spells that they can use. Just live a cool, peaceful life.
Yep.
And it absolutely takes a mage like FRIEREN to do that. Because Theory would have never went on to kill the Demon King.
Nope.
Because it was more convenient for her if the Demon King existed, because he kept pushing magic. He kept pushing new things and humans to do new things by having to fight demons. So now that they won't have to fight nearly as many demons, and this will be a time of peace. Mundane magic is going to flood the gates.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be all about mundane magic.
Right.
Magic that can flip your pancakes.
I love it. I need that spell. I got a spell where you could perfectly flip a pancake. Gimme. Hello? Give me
But
that.
I truthfully think that the character work in this anime and this series in general, some of my favorite. What's your numbers?
I gave it
Oh yeah,
I gave it an
8.5 out of
8.5.
10.
Just because I would
And then
I wish that there would have been more like main
new
characters.
characters.
Yeah.
Last thing is that not last thing, last specific thing is the audio and soundtrack. We did mention him earlier. He has won an award for this. Evan win. It's just been a win. The OTSs have been beautiful. The animation on the OTSs is beautiful, so he probably has a hand on all of that, I would say. A lot of the background music, it just sets the vibe. It really complements what is going on in the scene, whether it's casual just adventuring, reading, like any kind of situation, going on a date. The date felt like a date. Even if it was kind of an uncomfortable, not really good date, it still felt like a date. The vibes were right. 10 out of 10. I'm not 10 out of 10, but 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I give him. Good job, Evan. You deserve that.
I just love it. I love the soundtrack. I love the fact that it's the same composer for Violet Evergarden because I loved Violet Evergarden's OST. There was one artist that they used named Millette in the outro for season 1, and I'm so happy that she has been consistently doing outros for FRIEREN because I love her voice is so distinct and I love the way that she sings, and like I don't know, the ending is just like OSTs, if they're not fucking on some JJK Lost in Paradise type shit, are always like touching and sad, and it really brings together like the feeling of the anime, because there's nothing worse than watching your favorite character die and then you've got fucking Lost in Paradise. Like, excuse me, or you are my special.
Special,
like, fuck you.
As somebody
Don't
has
you
a
give me no
breakdown,
fucking
crying
like
and
that.
throwing up on the screen. He's having a breakdown, and suddenly, you are my special. What the fuck kind of? Who made that decision?
But you don't get that with FRIEREN. You get, okay, here's a very touching scene and here's a very touching outro song, and I love it. So I'm going to give it an 8.5, only because I wasn't too big of a fan of the intro song, but it wasn't my least favorite
I'm
thing.
surprised.
I
I
didn't
actually
hate
really
it.
like the intro. Fair enough.
But I do like I like the outro more than I like the intro, but it's still solid music.
So, anything left to say? Like, what do we want to talk about? Because I love the little the lesson in the Beautiful Sight episode of how this guy was like, I want to preserve this site because this is what inspired me to become an adventurer. So if this isn't here for other people to see, what will inspire them to become an adventurer? So preserving beautiful things so that other people can see them is super important. Taking care of things so that other people can see them and enjoy them that is the lesson. Taking care of the earth so that other people can enjoy it and use it and live on it for many years to come is important.
Stop littering, people.
Stop littering. So this is really bigger than that. We know. Berries, clean up after yourself. Stop littering. Stop being so destructive. You don't have to destroy everything. I mean, granted, we know, and if you want to destroy things, we know what needs to be destroyed. In truth, this anime has a lot of really good life lessons in it. And it's not heavy-handed in the way that it talks about them either. It's also teaching FANDOM, a person who, didn't really exist around humans, like in the episode about the bridge. FRIEREN assumed that 200 years later there would still be no village. And the guy was like, plenty of time. I had people coming in probably 10 years later. Humans are resilient. Plenty of time to have a big happy village here now. And she got to learn that time is not that long and fulfilling like it is for her. My favorite episode, as stated earlier, is A Magnificent End. from start to finish, that episode was great. Perfect cutting in and out of backstory and fighting scenes. I thought that it was a really good balance of combat to backstory that explained how, like, what, wow, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. The animation was gorgeous. Again, it made me care about a character I thought was Boo Boo Kaka. I was like, literally, this is the most boring dude that could have showed up. Standard white guy. I was so, like, lame. I would dead ass went. Sense was like the other proctors looked really cool, and then there's just normal white guy. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? And flashes the wings and fights really cool. And super up close and personal fighting with wings, which was kind of crazy. That's the typically not how people fight with wings. They like to keep distance, do long range. No, this man was using his wings up front and personal, slapping them with them. So it was fun. It was completely took me by surprise because that was not how I expected him to fight at all. So I also liked the demon with the 4 sword. Like, that shit was kind of awesome. Whole design was awesome. Everything that was featured in that. I do have to say the character designs, I didn't mention this on the demons this season. Real fun. I like the magic that was used. Revolt was, what a dookie head. What a dickhead. I hated that guy. He's like, you wouldn't know how your parent died. Your other guy died now. Fuck you. Stop talking and die.
Yeah. I was about to say something terribly, but yeah, go fuck yourself, bitch.
Fuck you. Who cares, bitch?
Suck my ass.
I don't remember what episode I cried in, but there was one episode I definitely boo got over. That made me emotional, but forget about it. I don't remember exactly which one it was.
I think it was the Beautiful Sight one, because that was the one, that was the bridge episode, right?
Yes, that was the Beautiful Sight one. You're right. That was the last one I cried over like a little baby boo boo caca. So that was the one that made me, A Beautiful Sight made me emotional. My favorite episode was obviously A Magnificent End. But overall, my rating is an 8.5 if I average it out considering everything else. Really good season. Cannot complain. Solid.
I will never have anything bad to say about FRIEREN because it has not disappointed me yet. And the only disappointment that I experienced with this anime was the fact that it was not longer. That's it. That's
why it's rated the way it is. I just wanted more. I needed it to be longer.
I'm just being selfish at this point.
I'm 100% selfish a little bit with this rating because I know that these people need lives and shit, but who said you need to go home?
My entertainment comes first. So you better go back in the studio and y'all better animate like 15 more episodes of fucking FRIEREN right now.
I promise you, we don't mean that. We don't mean that at all. Please have lives. Please see your family. Please eat.
No, get
go
back
to
in the studio right now and give me 15 more episodes of FRIEREN.
But that's all I have to say now.
My favorite episodes were between the second episode, The Hero of the South, and episode 8, A Magnificent End, because A Magnificent End had the really cool fucking fight sequences. But Hero of the South really touched me in a way where it's so beautiful knowing that FRIEREN put all of this faith in this one dude that she didn't even know, all because he was banking on his own foresight and telling FRIEREN this is what you're gonna be doing this. And FRIEREN tried so hard, tooth and nail, to convince Himmel no, I'm not coming with y'all. Y'all have no place for a little lowly mage like me. And
Himmel was just
Himmel's
trust me.
Yeah.
You do.
FRIEREN was why me? Why me of anyone else that you can pick? He's because you're the strongest mage I know. And she's how would you even know that? He was call it a hunch. It's just a feeling. And it reminded her of something she said. She said the same thing to Flamme. She was you're really strong. And Flamme's how would you know that? She was just a guess. Call it a hunch. And so she was damn, now I gotta go adventure with these fucking gaggle of losers. And we got the best party ever.
Good picks. Obviously good picks, because I picked one too.
I said it earlier, but I think a good lesson is that not only do you need people, yeah, sure, you can be independent all you want to, but let's be honest. If Stark would have left Geno by himself, Geno would have fucking died. Geno would have died a fucking gruesome ass death, and then one of them probably would have felt guilty about leaving him by himself. So Stark was like, you know what? I'm gonna come help you. The frontliner came to help the mage, didn't even realize that they had another combat person on the other side. And it's just a really nice allude to balance. You need people. You want people who are different than you, but will share the same values or share the same morals as you do. You don't have to be like picture perfect, similar. Opposites attract. As that's all I'm gonna say about it. Opposites attract, and community is important.
That's my there's plenty more lessons that we really could talk about, but that is our thoughts for FRIEREN, and that's our anime review. I give it a total of 8.5. Mia gives it an 8, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 8.5 out of 10. Mia's 8 out of 10. 10. Truthfully, we will recommend it. We watching it. I think it's a great anime, and knowing now that it's a shonen marketed towards boys makes me really happy. Makes me love it a little bit more. Remember to hit us in the comments with your opinions, your rating, how you felt about our rating system and all that we talked about. Share any kind of thing that you feel a little bit different about. We'd love to hear you, because a community that yaps together stays together, as we've said. Like and subscribe to be part of the Witches, the Weebs, and the everything in betweens. And hit that notification bell to be first in line for the next Witches and Weebs video, because who doesn't want to be first in line for one of our ahead of our time pieces of art? I know I do. I know Mia does. And I hope you do. So remember, with lots of love, stay magical, stay mystical, and stay whimsical. We will see you next time. Goodbye.